Halloween night soon arrived, and at the moment when all the demons and ghosts started coming out of their hiding places, something strange started happening on Instagram. One young woman, calling herself Emily, decided to spend Halloween night alone, hiding in her cozy house. She decided to post photos of her costume and jewelry on her Instagram profile to share her joy with her followers. Her costume was gorgeous. She was a black cat with velvet ears and great green eyes. However, when she clicked the publish button, something strange happened. As soon as the photo appeared on her profile, it began to change slowly. The cat's eyes in the photo began to glow in the dark, and the ears began to move like real ones. Emily tried to delete the photo, but it remained in place, and her profile began to change. Strange symbols and unreadable messages appeared in the profile description. Her followers started writing comments in which they wrote that they saw the cat in the photo moving and approaching them. Emily closed her profile in horror and turned off her phone, hoping it was just some strange bug. She decided to go to bed to calm down. But in her dream, she was haunted by cat's eyes and the rustle of rough fur. The next morning, Emily woke up and tried to log into her Instagram again. Her profile disappeared. But in her photo gallery, there were many photos of the cat taken in the dark. It seemed to her that the cat had been watching her all night. Panic seized Emily, and she decided to seek help from a computer security expert. The expert discovered that her profile had been hacked, and she had to take serious measures to restore her online security. Years have passed, and the terrible event at Halloween seemed to be over. Emily tried to stay away from social media and anything that might remind her of that nightmarish night. She moved to another city and changed her place of work, trying to start with a clean slate. However, the past still haunted her. At some point, she noticed that an unfamiliar account had recently started subscribing to her new Instagram. The account's nickname was something like Black Cat Watcher, and the profile was filled with photos of black cats. Emily couldn't believe her eyes. In a sudden burst of disturbing memories, she decided to look at the photos in this profile. There was a black cat in every photo, but something was strange. The cat's eyes in the photos glowed in the dark, just like on that terrible Halloween. They seemed familiar to her. Suddenly, a notification appeared on her new profile that someone had left a comment. It was a Black Cat Watcher account, and the comment was just one word: always. Emily's heart beat faster. Someone was clearly watching her, and the feeling was terrible. She tried to block this account, but it didn't help. With each new post, she saw comments, always, and sinister photos of black cats. She told her new friend, who worked in the field of information security, about what was happening. Together, they decided to solve the riddle of Black Cat Watcher. Through complex research, they found out that the account belonged to some person who knew a lot about Emily and her past. A race against time began to find this detractor who seemed to know too much. Secrets and secrets visible only to Emily began to appear in the comments of Black Cat Watcher. It soon became clear that behind all this anonymous threat was Emily's former colleague, who was fired because of a long quarrel. Emily and her friend managed to figure out and uncover this man, and she was finally able to get rid of the nightmares that haunted her forever. Now that many years have passed, she has become an activist on internet security issues and taught others how to protect themselves from detractors online. One night, in the night of darkness and gloom, when the moon was hiding behind clouds, something terrible happened on the Twitch platform. One of the most popular streamers, known for his creepy game streams, decided to hold a special stream for Halloween. He chose for this the oldest and most sinister game, which was rumored to have a curse associated with its creation. The streamer turned on the stream and started playing. At first, everything went according to plan. The audience was intrigued and enjoyed watching what was happening. But as the streamer progressed in the game, something strange started happening. The sounds from the game have become increasingly creepy and realistic. Screams and groans filled the streamer's room, and the viewers in the chat began to panic. They tried to warn the streamer that something was wrong, but he ignored them and continued to play. Suddenly, the image on the screen began to flicker, and the faces of the characters in the game were distorted beyond recognition. The audience watched in horror at what was happening, but could do nothing to help. The streamer, still immersed in the game, did not notice that a strange fog began to envelop his room. A cold wind penetrated through the cracks of windows and doors, creating an ominous atmosphere. The viewers in the chat tried to shout and warn the streamer about the impending danger, but he did not hear them. Suddenly, a figure appeared out of the fog. She was tall and dark, with eyes glowing like coal. The streamer finally turned around and saw this terrible figure. He tried to scream, but his voice was lost in his throat. The figure was getting closer and closer, and the streamer was desperately trying to turn off the stream. But nothing happened. He was trapped in this nightmare, the essence of which controlled his life and death. And then suddenly, the screen went blank. The chat on Twitch was filled with messages about the fall of the stream and the disappearance of the streamer. No one knew what really happened. The story remained a mystery. Some viewers who witnessed this horror decided to investigate what happened. They started looking for information about the streamer, his game, and the curse associated with it. As they dug deeper, they discovered that the game was created a long time ago by a famous developer who was known for his eccentric and mystical tendencies. There were even rumors about his connection with magic and the occult. They also found messages from other players who had played the game and claimed that they too had encountered similar strange phenomena. Some of them even disappeared after they conducted streams with this game. Viewers decided to contact the streamer's relatives and friends in the hope of learning more about his disappearance. They found out that after that terrible stream, no one saw the streamer. His room was empty, and his personal belongings remained untouched. Some of the viewers started looking for a physical copy of the game to conduct their own investigation. They found it on the black market and decided to get together to play and uncover the secrets associated with this damn game. They gathered in one of the houses and installed the game on an old computer. When they started playing, everything around them became gloomy and ominous. The sounds from the game filled the room, and the faces of the characters were distorted beyond recognition. But the audience did not retreat. They continued to play, exploring each level and solving puzzles. They found hidden messages and clues that indicated that the curse was created in order to absorb the souls of those who play this game. As they progressed in the game, they began to see ghosts and shadows that were following them. They realized that they had become part of this damned game and that their lives were now at risk. But they didn't give up. They used their knowledge and skills to resist the curse and find a way to free themselves. They deciphered riddles, fought monsters, and explored every corner of this mystical world. And finally, after many hours of playing, they found a way to break the curse. The game disappeared from the screen, and the room around them became bright and friendly. They realized that they were able to defeat the sinister entity that was trying to destroy them. They decided to share their discoveries with others and warn about the dangers of this game. No one else has played the damn game since. She was removed from all platforms, and the viewers who witnessed this horror decided to leave it in the past. But the story of this sinister streamer remained in the memory of many. It became a warning that even the virtual world can hide danger and evil. Sometimes it's better to leave some secrets unsolved and not play with fire, so as not to get burned. The night was quiet, and Jake, a young video blogger, was sitting at his computer, about to create a new video for his YouTube channel. His channel was dedicated to solving puzzles and mystical riddles. Jake was known for his desperate adventures and investigations of unknown phenomena. But this time, he had no idea what a terrifying story was waiting for him. He recently received a mysterious letter from an anonymous sender, which said, "If you want to find the truth, go into the world that YouTube hides." The letter came without the sender's name and address, but it aroused his curiosity. Jake decided to record a video about the mysterious letter, showing it to his subscribers. Viewers willingly shared their theories and assumptions about what could be hidden behind this message. To solve the riddle, Jake decided to start researching YouTube. He started looking for hidden and forbidden videos that were legendary. Soon, he came across a lot of incomprehensible headlines and channels that seemed completely abnormal. One of the videos he decided to open showed a gloomy and dark room. It looked like an old warehouse or basement. The camera moved slowly forward, illuminating the walls covered with strange symbols. Then, a shadow appeared in the background. She was a cross between a human and an animal, and Jake was struck with fear when the shadow suddenly stared into the camera. The video ended, and Jake was in shock. It was too strange and gloomy to be falsified by anything. He continued to explore and found increasingly dark and unexplained videos on YouTube. In each of them, he saw something that seemed to hang over reality. Gradually, Jake began to lose his mind. He couldn't separate himself from the dark videos and strange messages. His viewers began to notice his strange behavior and worried about him. However, he continued to watch, and each new video took him deeper into the dark and inexplicable side of YouTube. And then one day, when he was watching one of the videos, his camera recorded a terrifying moment. Something dark and sinister crawled out of the screen and into his room. Jake's terrible noises and screams were recorded on video, and then his channel suddenly ended. Many began to investigate the videos that Jake watched before disappearing. They tried to find answers to their questions and solve the riddles hidden in these strange videos. But the deeper they plunged into this dark world of YouTube, the more strange and incredible their own discoveries became. One of his close friends, Alice, began actively investigating his disappearance. She carefully studied the videos that Jake watched before disappearing. In one of the videos, she saw a place that seemed familiar. It was a gloomy basement room where Jake spent his last hours before disappearing. Alice resolutely decided to solve the mystery, and she began collecting information about the mysterious videos and the content creators who posted them. She established a connection with other researchers, and together they began to develop theories about the existence of a parallel world or a secret organization that manages dark content on YouTube. Everyone who delved into this investigation began to experience strange events in their lives. They received anonymous threats, their computers were hacked, and at night they had nightmares associated with mystical videos. It looks like they became a target for someone or something that didn't want the truth to be revealed. Alice suddenly began to feel that her own attention to the secrets of YouTube had become dangerous for her. She began to find strange recordings and messages indicating that she was being followed, and her research began to threaten her and her loved ones. One day, while Alice was doing research in her house, she heard rustling in a dark corner of the room. Turning, she saw something dark and sinister moving towards her from the darkness. Fear seized her, and she tried to run, but something grabbed her, and the world around her distorted. She has since disappeared, and her friends could no longer find her or any answers to the mystery of the mystical YouTube. This case was a warning to everyone who decides to explore the dark and mystical corners of the internet, and he reminded them that there are things in this world that are better left unsolved.